Hello, everybody. Ezra here, and I hope you're all doing well and having a good day today. Today I'm going to read you a book, a fun story called Good Night Gorilla by Peggy Rathman, and I hope you enjoy this one. Good night, gorilla. And there's the gorilla popping out of his cage, and he's grabbing the red key for his cage. And then he comes out of the cage along with his friend the mouse, and the balloon is flying out. And there's the zookeeper going out at night. Good night, elephant. Then the gorilla lets the elephant out of his cage. Good night, lion. Then the gorilla lets the lion out of his cage. Good night, hyena. Good night, giraffe. Then the gorilla let the hyena and the giraffe out of their cages. Good night, armadillo. And last, the gorilla lets the armadillo out of his pen. And there's all the animals going into the zoo, out of the zoo and into the zookeeper's house. And there they all going into the house where the zookeeper and his wife live. And they're all going to sleep in their bedroom, and the gorilla's yawning on their bed. Good night, dear, says the zookeeper's wife. Good night, 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 say all the other animals after the lights turned out. Just then, the zookeeper's wife noticed something that isn't right in her room. The gorilla's in her bed and he brought in all the other animals. And then she brings all the other animals back to the zoo. Good night, zoo. And then the gorilla and the mouse come with her. Good night, dear. Good night, says the zookeeper's wife and the zookeeper. And then the gorilla and the mouse crawl into their bed. Good night, gorilla, says the mouse. Phew. The end. I hope you enjoyed that fun story about a gorilla.